Hey, go ahead, woman of God, please.
All right. Good evening. Professor Lola George Akoke from Nigeria. I'm a pastor. I'm an educationist, and I'm the founder of Zenobia Educational Foundation (NGO). And we cater for education, health, and empowerment. And just a little about myself. I'm the founder of Faithful Bible Church, founder and president of Zenobia Educational Foundation, and some other businesses that we do to support our NGO. So tonight I'm here to, uh, first of all, honor Emmanuel Babi and to be on this show. So I would like to know some things about him. I know he has some projects that he is pursuing, and he has been pursuing them. So I want to find out, first of all, about your book. What can you tell us about your book, Emmanuel?
Before I share that information, I want you to please tell my listeners how they can find you and, also how they can support your ministry, okay?
Okay. All right. So, Zero Educational Foundation is on Facebook, Zenova Educational Foundation, on Twitter, Zenova Educational Foundation, on YouTube, Zenovi TV, on Instagram, Zenova Educational Foundation, on TikTok, Zenova Educational Foundation. So we are a non-profit making, a faith-based organization, non-profit making, and we give scholarship to students, free education, to tertiary institution, from kindergarten to tertiary institution. Then we also have health programs, free consultation, natural promoting natural healing, awareness for those who are sick and who do not have money to go, paying so much money to get medical attention. We promote natural healing through what they eat, okay, and certain things around us that we can lay our hands on. We know we promote the idea that our food is our medicine. So that's basically what we do. You can find us in any of our social media. And if you want to support us, you can also indicate in any of our social media to indicate that you want to support us, and we can definitely get to the account to send your token to. Thank you so much.
Alrighty, alrighty. So, yes, you asked me about my book.
Yeah.
So here's my book right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is the foundation of my Christian business that I'm trying to get up and running. The name of
Okay.
my book is called The Solution for Black America: Reclaiming,
Okay.
Rebuilding, and Restoring the Urban Ghettos in America. It's available in two forms: as an ebook for $9.99, and it's also available as a softcover book, which is what I'm holding right now, for $15 plus shipping and handling. And I will provide the link or my author page in the comment section below this video podcast, so that way you can easily find it. But I'm
Okay.
asking, yes, I'm asking um, everyone that's listening to this video podcast to please read my story first before you do anything in terms of donations. Read my story so that way you'll know what you're getting yourself involved with. In this book, if you agree with my vision and plan to help improve Black America, specifically Black Chicago, you will automatically become a grassroots community activist movement member, because that's all I'm trying to do. I'm here to recruit brave and smart, like-minded Black Americans beyond Chicago. Beyond Chicago is because in Chicago, a lot of brothers and sisters that I run across in real life, they tell me they're not interested in my business. And, I respect their feelings. It is what it is. And I've been pushing my vision and plan for the past 33 years. So, woman of God, yes, is very frustrating. I'm not happy about it, but I have to do what the Lord lay on my heart to do, because this, what I'm trying to do, is a Nehemiah assignment. This is to help, like I say, the name of this show, help stop the genocide in American ghettos. So at least I'm trying to take accountability. I'm trying to do something for my people, specifically Black Chicagoans, to help my community. But the only thing about me is in my business, we want to raise the bar. So we want to separate ourselves from the enemy within. That is con artists, pedophiles, degenerates, hardened criminals, and urban terrorists. So we want to separate ourselves from those negative type of people. And I want to connect with people that's just going to be on business just like myself. And so Jesus/Yahshua called me, woman of God, to create the best African American business within the United States of America. And that's all I'm trying to do. Once we get it started here in Chicago, I can turn my business over and bring it to the African continent. But we have to get it started here in Chicago first for credibility. And also, I'm reaching out to African immigrants throughout the United States of America from 10 African nations, and they are as follows: South Africa, Kenya, Ethiopia, Tanzania, Uganda, Angola, Liberia, Ivory Coast, Ghana, and Nigeria. So I'm reaching out to those African immigrants here. I understand that you came to the United States of America to live your American dream. That's fine. All I'm asking you to do is just read my story for yourself. If you agree with my vision and plan, then work with me. Get behind my film project, because that's our next thing that we want to do. The first stage is to try to get this revised book on that bestsellers list. It's been on Amazon now for 13 years and still barely selling. That's not a good look at all. Okay, so woman, God, I'm gonna just put it in a nutshell, because I don't want to be long-winded. I know people got lives and all that stuff, but in my book, what I try to explain is that the business is going to consist of two type of businesses. It's going to consist of a nonprofit type of business, as well as a for-profit type of business. Because the for-profit type of business, that's where I'm going to make my bread and butter. But again, I want to make sure that I have competent, legitimate, professionals that's going to be on my management team. That's all I want first and foremost. Because again, this is a Nehemiah assignment. And Nehemiah, he had qualified, I would say, architects and qualified, builders to help him build that wall of Jerusalem. He didn't have unprofessionals. So I want to have similar to what he had. I want to have qualified people on my management team that's going to help make sure this business is going to be effective and successful before I cut and run to Africa. But anyhow, under our for-profit type of business, and also the only people that's going to be able to build this is not going to be everybody, because this is going to be membership based. Again, a lot of Black Americans from Chicago told me they're not interested in it, and that's fine and dandy. I respect that. I respect their decision. But those that rejected me, they're not going to be part of my business once it's up and running. So anyhow, with the for-profit business, we're going to have to build the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago. That's the whole that's the what I call, quote unquote, the solution. We're going to have to build that business. And only people that's going to build it is, GRCAM members. It's going to consist of, Black Americans and African immigrants, hopefully from the 10 African nations that I mentioned. But anyhow, we're going to own and control our own community grocery store, own and control our own community healthcare clinic, and community housing. And the reason why, woman of God, is because everybody need food, healthcare, and shelter. And that's going to provide jobs for people. And again, when I say people, that's going to provide jobs for the African American community, because that's who I'm trying to help. That's the community I came from. And that's where we're going to make our presence known at there. Also, in the business, we want to become an economic base or a tax base. So that way we're going to make money for the community to provide jobs for the people in the community. This is the part that Black Americans don't understand. So, like I say, I don't want to waste another 33 years trying to talk to people that's, just don't care. When they see this thing come to a reality, manifest itself, mark my words, everybody in Chicago is going to want to be a part of this. But as I stated before, we're about raising the bar. In my business, I'm not going to have no corruption. We're going to weed out that kind of mess out stump that out in the beginning. So that doesn't take place. We're going to hold everybody accountable. And again, this is going to be membership based. Okay, so that's part one of it. Part two is our nonprofit sector. And that's going to consist of 9 main components. Now, in the book, I only stressed 3 because I didn't want to overwhelm my readers. But, now I'm just, I'm laying it out. So the 9 components under the nonprofit portion of the business is a social service component. And under the social service component, we want to help single Black mothers, single Black fathers that lives in the, I would say, the low-income African-American community, basically, because, they don't have a lot of resources because of the white supremacist financial elites. They impose redlining, and, that's another story. That's why I need you all to read my book, because I explain all of those things in there about the history, about how Black Americans have been sabotaged economically and things like that, in this country. So that's why it's important that you read my story. Okay, so anyway, social service component, we want to make sure we have affordable child care, so that way our members and students, they can afford to pay for child care. Also, the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago is going to be a multi-purpose facility. So it's not just going to be a place where people can just come in there and, just sit up and, complain. We're not about that over here. We're about solving issues at the community level. But we're going to have different functions that this business is going to do. So that's what I'm going to name under these different components. So we're also gonna, based on our budget and sponsorship, we're gonna offer utility assistance for our members, that might be struggling, with their light bill and things like that. We're also gonna have, under the social service component, a food pantry, so we can feed our members that might be experience a lot of economic hardship, and so we want to help relieve them by providing groceries for them. So that's important. Number two, we'll have a spiritual component, which is going to be optional for secular people. In this business, we're not going to be hitting people upside the head, telling them that they got to be saved and all that stuff. That's a personal relationship between them and their creator. All we're going to do over here is we want to show love and compassion to our members and students and encourage them to have a relationship with their creator, because we're not here to we're not going to live forever, basically. So we want to encourage them to use their time on earth wisely. Number three, we're going to have a political component, and that's very important because a lot of Black Americans, they're not really, I would say, very educated as it pertains to politics. So we want to teach our members and students the importance about politics. And in my business, we want to encourage our members to push for, I would say, economic tangibles from our politicians, especially our Black politicians, so that way we can get something out of the deal. So basically now what we want in terms of from the Black grassroots, we want to push for lineage-based cash payment reparations for descendants of American slaves / freedmen, because that's what I identify myself as, a descendant of American slaves. Over here, we don't use the term foundational Black Americans because that's under Tariq Nasheed's camp. And I already explained that during the first portion of this presentation. Basically, it's the same thing, but again, that's under his camp. Over here, we are about using the term descendants of American slaves / freedmen. And that's Black Americans that identify as that. So, those are the ones that's welcome to be a part of this. Number four, we're going to have entrepreneur component. So we want to teach our members and students how to create their own nonprofit business as well as how to create a for-profit business. That's very important because, again, like I stated in my the first I would say segment of this presentation, side A, how working for, I would say, someone else just to be work. That's nice to work. We're not knocking that part. But when you're working for another group of people that don't care about you, you know what I'm saying? They can take away that job from you. And then you got to sit up here and look for a job again, and it affects your livelihood. So this is why, I'm just saying, in our business, we want to teach our members and students how to create their own businesses, and we're going to support each other, and we're going to practice group economics. Okay. Number five, we're going to have an entertainment component. So over here, we want to promote Black empowerment films. So the film that I'm trying to do it's going to be a docudrama based on my experience. The name of my docudrama is called Hood Liberator, Made in Chicago, The War Against Willie Lynch Begins. And that's based on, what all the stuff I went through. But I'm not going to do this film by myself. I want to make sure I have GRCAM members, have my management team in place that's going to help me with this. And once I'm able to raise that $250,000, that's what we're going to use to first look for a legitimate production company. I'm going to reach out to a Black production company and see will they be willing to work with us based on our budget. If not, then we're going to reach out to an African production company and then see if they be willing to work with us. If not, no problem. Then we'll reach out to other. But bottom line, we're going to make sure we find a legitimate production company that's going to help work with us to produce this film project. And also, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to be directing this docudrama because this is my life experience. and I want it to be told correctly. But I want to have hopefully GRCAM members involved to be a part of this.
Okay,
Number,
I was going to
no,
ask you,
ho,
I was going
ho,
to
ho,
ask you, okay,
go
ahead.
ahead, please. Yeah,
I was
I
going
want to
to
go ahead.
ask you, how do you intend to get the project funded? You know,
Hold on, hold on, please. Let me finish these components, and then I answer that. Okay,
okay.
that's important. Number 6 is a Black grassroots media component. We're gonna control our own media, so that way we don't have to rely on being on social media like Facebook and um, YouTube, because we can't. They want to limit what you can say and stuff, so we're not really free. So that's not cool. You know what I'm saying? So that's important. That's what we want to do in this business. Number 7, a health and wellness component. Number 8, science and technology component. And number 9, travel and tourism components. Now, getting back to your question. So you're saying, I'm just paraphrasing, Emmanuel Barbie. So how are you going to be able to fund all this stuff right here? Well, like I say again, this is part of it right here. Selling my book.
Okay,
This is tangible. This is
okay,
real. This is
okay,
part one. Also, I have a virtual store. But let me just say it to you this way, in a nice way, and don't be respectful. The white man is not stopping Black Americans from buying my revised book. Again, it's been out on Amazon for the past 13 years and still barely selling. It is what it is. I can't make people buy this book. That's what I have. Again, I have a virtual store. I sell t-shirts, beach towels, coffee mugs, etc. And I post it, and it's posted too um, on the first segment of this podcast. I'm also going to put it in the comment section below this video podcast. I'm gonna have it there as well. I post it all the time. Every time I do my podcast. But again, the white man is not stopping Black Americans from not buying items from a virtual store. The film project, I'm using crowdfunding on 3 different sources, because some people tell me I don't like to use GoFundMe. I'm saying, okay. So outside the GoFundMe, we have the PayPal Giving Fund.
mm-hmm.
And if you're a U.S. citizen, you can use that as a tax write-off, because this is a legitimate 501c3 nonprofit faith-based community organization. I got all the paperwork done, and I'm paying, woman of God, I'm paying out of pocket for the business title,
Okay.
city, state, and the IRS since 2010. So
Mm.
I'm doing the best that I can.
All
So that's
right.
all I have. And I got this platform. I refuse to be ignored. I'm broadcasting my vision and plan to those that will hear. All I ask you to do is read my story. If you agree, you could be a part of us and you'll automatically become a GRCAM member. If you disagree, I recommend that you delete me off your friends list. Don't come to no events with my name on it, because ain't no man or woman on earth going to change the vision my creator has given me, and I'm standing on business. And that's real.
Mm,
That's
mm,
real. Now, I want to tell you this, woman of God. Once we get this business, like I say, for example, started here in the city of Chicago, then I can turn the business over to my management team, expand it over to South Africa, because that's where the Lord is leading me to go there. Because they have a similar history for just like Black Americans, they went through apartheid. Over here
yeah.
in America, ours is called Jim Crow. It's just a different name. That's all it is. It's the same thing. It's the white supremacist financial elites dictating to black people where they can live and
Exactly.
putting restrictions on them. Now, this is a
Exactly.
shame that this is happening in a black nation, a majority of black, black Africans. And yet the white supremacist financial elites is only, I believe, only 7% of the population. And yet they own 75% of the land. Whoever owns the economy owns the land. So
Mm.
that's why my creator, Jesus slash Joshua, wants me to come to South Africa, set the business up over there. Um, Also, I'm going to prove to people such as yourself, Native Africans, that I mean business. I'm going to apply for dual citizenship. I'm going to set up my Christian business there too, but it's going to be called, instead of the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago, is going to be called the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of South Africa. And with that, I want to be able to hire Black South Africans also, not just hire them, but also we're going to do our second film project there. And that's called, the sequel is called African Liberator, Battle Against the Colonized Mindset. And so that's basically how it is.
Okay. A
Yes.
great project. I believe it can work if a lot of people support us. So that's what basically I believe you're drumming at support, getting support from Africans, Black Americans. Okay, that they should come together and support this work because it's going to.
Hold on, no. I just want to stop you there. I want like-minded. That's what it's all about,
Okay,
okay?
okay,
Because I can't
like-minded.
have the ones that sit up here like, oh, I disagree. Because the ones that disagree with me, they love to
Okay.
see me in this situation because they have that slave mentality.
Yes,
Like,
and
oh,
of
this
course,
guy,
anyone that
he's
is going
just
to
talking.
support,
Right. But I'm
anyone
just
that is
saying,
going
a
to
lot of
support.
people, yes,
Okay.
hold on. I keep running across a lot of uneducated people keep saying, oh, this sounds like a scam.
Mm.
I'm like, selling a book is not no scam, but those are going to be the same people once this business is materialized and up and running. Then they're going to be the first one trying to say, oh, can you help me out with a job?
Mm.
Be like, well, hey, I gave you a chance. 33 years I've been reaching out to Black Chicagoans. So if you're not it's membership based. That's all I'm saying. Now, woman of
All
God,
right.
before you go and things like that, because I know you told me you have other things to do, and I have some
Yeah.
more people that's going to come on the show. So, but I need to stress to you the importance why